Hi, hi, hi. Welcome to this daily divine. Although we have not been daily in recent days, we're still here supporting our souls to shine. Happy full moon, everyone. We are still in the energy of our full moon in Aries, the hunter's moon, and it has been freaking intense, which is why you haven't seen me in the last few days. So let's just take a moment here. This is just an impromptu connection, and we're just going to tune in and see what's here for us today. I've still got bedhead. It's about the message, not the look of the messenger. So at this time, I'd like to ask that I'm a clear and pure channel to bring through messages from Source Divine, loving and kind. So how are you all doing? If you're anything like me, or you're having an experience similar to me, it has taken everything for you to maintain your stability in the last few days. And a lot of this is due to external forces, external situations and relationships. And truth be known, it is the external relationships and connections that can really mirror to us where there's still room for growth. So just a second here. They're asking me for this deck. This card hung back. We're going to keep that out because it is an important one. Oh, okay. So at the time of this live, it is October the 18th. So we're just about 30 hours on the other side of our full moon. And we've been feeling the energy for quite some time. And this full moon actually, in fact, wrapped up eclipse season, which began back with the Virgo new moon, the Pisces full moon on the 17th of March. 17th of March. Oh my gosh. 17th of September. Although for many of us, this is a cycle. We have been in the midst of a cycle that was really initiated with the Pisces new moon back on March the 10th. And I remember that day well. Etched in the memory forever. Okay, so this is a great time. I've been doing a cleanse, which I actually started with the full moon, and it's actually going to be quite a long protocol because, truth be known, we are all full of parasites. It's true. And I've been hearing for days now. I'm someone for the better part of my life, like 25 to 30 years. I've been cleansing. I've been doing juice fasts. I've been detoxing. I've done it all. And yet I keep hearing that we are infested with parasites, and it is time to get serious. And this Aries new moon is a perfect opportunity to begin a new protocol. So I'm working with a paste. I wonder if I should go get it and show you. I can't say it for sure. I can't say it. It rhymes with ivermectin or pectin. Pectin. It rhymes with pectin. I just gave you part of the name. And Yeah, the horses love it, and it's very effective. Obviously, we're not horses, and we dose differently. Oh my gosh, this is really ridiculous. Okay, so the first card that came out for us from the Magdalene Oracle after the perception card. So it feels like our perception is being challenged. We're being encouraged to burst through bubbles, burst our own bubble. Perhaps our bubble's been burst. You know, this past week has given us an opportunity for expanded growth. And it's also given us an opportunity to connect with the places that we still hold, the pain that we still hold. And it is going to go back to our childhood. And it could be something that we're not even, well, obviously, we're not aware of it on the surface level. And yet, underneath, it's just waiting for a trigger. And I will admit, I have been triggered extensively this week. It's been a really tough week because there is this energy of, damned if you do, damned if you don't. And we may feel some of the feelings that have been creeping into my experience is doubt. What am I doing this for? And there's even been mockery, if you will, like, why are you doing that? It's never going to amount to anything. And what a joke. And so that's, and it's coming from close to home. And it is close to home because all of a sudden, something has shaken our foundation. And so if our foundation has been shaken and is crumbling away, then it hasn't really been secured by the energy of truth and integrity and unconditional love. And it's really time. I feel like this was said recently. It's really time to not let ourselves off the hook. It's like to come down from the cross, if you will, to remove the nails. Um, and I got to lower this. I didn't realize. Yes, I'll lower it. I'm just looking at that. I just made that connection now. This is healing. If we look at the imagery on this card, it is both a little frightening and disconcerting, as well as very calming and peaceful. And it feels like a forest trail. And I can imagine us walking, padding along this forest trail that's got, pebbles and dirt, firmly packed dirt. And perhaps there's patches of moss that we stay and our toes want to play upon. It's very healing. And yet on the outskirts, there's this energy of fear. I don't want to look. I don't want to tread there. I don't want to delve into what may be there. This could be the deepest wound. And with this full moon in Aries, and some will say real-time sky, full moon in Pisces, either way, this is a new beginning, the ending and a new beginning, the merging, the switching of timelines, the heart mind coming online. And it's a really valuable exercise. And that's why it feels like it's so important to incorporate some sort of detox, cleanse, parasite cleanse. In my experience, I truly feel like there's a parasite inside of me that has been with me for a very long time. like 5 decades of time, and it's resistant. It's quite comfortable in the home that has been created. And the initiation of this home took place long before I was making my own choices and decisions. And it feels like this. I'm really trying to speak lovingly to it, like, just let go, leave me alone now. It's okay. It's really connected in and around the right breast. So, working with color, working with sound. Is your world feeling weird and dull and perhaps a little gray? There's sunshine out here today. It really feels like get out and feel the sun on your face. Get out and just look at the vibrancy of the colors. Here it's autumn, so we're transitioning through autumn, and the leaves are spectacular at this time. And there's still a long way to go with this transition. There's still, it feels like, you know, well, until in winter we find our home around the time of the solstice this year, December 21st, 22nd. And once again, we have the presence of our guardian angels. Are you listening? Are you talking? They are indeed speaking and answering the call, your soul's call. They're right there with you. Do what you need to do. My bed has been a great comfort in the last handful of days. Getting rest, and that, getting rest as a new routine unfolds. And it really feels like a new routine here on this channel is going to, it's 111, make a wish. You can manifest this, and there is great purpose for this. Why do we doubt ourselves? This is the trickery of the lower vibratory energy that wants us to stay where we are. While our soul is saying it's time to expand. Expand beyond what you've known. Expand beyond the doubt, because you are surrounded by the eternal embrace of unconditional love. We've got Creator, God, Source, and it's feeling, they're showing me like, right now I'm just seeing like the Merkabah. And they're saying we've got the God of creation above, the essence of unconditional love, and deep at the core of Gaia, Mother Earth, there is the creative energy of the divine feminine essence here to grow and nurture and expand beyond the doubt. And it's, if we're still triggered, there's still healing. And that may not feel good for the ego. Just let me grab my lemon water here. That the ego may not be comfortable at all. And yet, we're still here. And it's about standing tall in our presence and allowing ourselves to be vulnerable and allowing ourselves to be supported by our higher self, by our connection to the natural world. It's really funny. It was a very rough day in the home space on Tuesday. And yeah, I'm not going to go into details of it. It was very rough. And I was obviously very triggered. I was not cool and composed. And since that time, there's been this inner reflective energy, and there's not been a lot of verbal communication in the home. So on Wednesday, after a rough day Tuesday, on Wednesday, I was able to complete the back room, creating a space for myself. And then I was guided to go outside. The sun was shining, crisp, cool autumn day, but clear blue sky. And so I went, I was guided to this white pine. It was immediate. It wanted me to come and sit under it. It's a young tree, quite lovely. And, on the outskirts of this park and green space. And there was a ravine right behind me. So anyways, I'm not there long. I'm receiving some messages, and all of a sudden, I guess school is out. I didn't time that, or perhaps it was timed perfectly. School was out. And so the park is beginning to get some children on the playground. And there's this one lone young girl walking almost directly towards me. And as she gets closer, like we've made eye contact, she obviously sees me, I see her, and then she does this. And so I did this back. And then she gets a little closer and she's like, "Hi." And I said, "Hi." And I said, "What are you doing? Is there a path back there in the ravine?" And she goes, "Well, no, I'm coming to fix my fort, my friend's fort, that the boys destroyed." And I said, "Oh, okay. All right. Geez, those boys." And so she goes in there, she's doing her thing, and I go back to writing. And about 10 minutes later, I hear, "Hi." And I'm looking, I don't see her. And I'm like, she again, "Hi." And I'm like, "Is this little girl like playing with me now? I just really want to sit here and enjoy the sunshine and, get grounded." And the third time she says, "Hi, I'm up here in the tree." So I look and there she is. And I said, "Oh, hi, look at you." And she goes, "I love to climb." And I said, "You know what? I loved to climb too when I was a young girl." I said, "I'm a bit old for climbing now." But yeah, it's fun. So now I found out she's in grade 6. That was a big time in my personal life, 1982, grade 6, like the beginning of the journey with menstruation and that whole experience and the hormone stuff. So anyways, long story short, the boys came. They were making weapons now when the boys got there, because they had to go down the ravine. And because I asked them, "Why are you making weapons? Why do you need weapons?" And they're like, "Oh, for the coyotes." The coyote is the trickster, right? And then the girl says, "Oh, well, the coyote will go for Alex because he's the smallest." So he's the one that really needs to be protected, and smashing these sticks. Oh yeah, this is a good weapon. And so in typical Lisa style, too much for many, I'm like, "Well, hey guys, you know what the greatest weapon is of all?" And they're like, "What?" And I said, "Your heart." And they're like, "Okay." And off they went. And then a dog came, Max. And, I guess the point of that whole story was there were opportunities within that, to perhaps see myself in that lone girl, because in grade 6, I will say I felt very much alone. And then, embarking on this new journey. So to bring that full circle to now, which is what, 42 years later? Yeah, 42 years later. And this energy, this parasitic energy, has been along for that whole ride. And so it's a great opportunity now. We've been speaking about it for many months, that this Gregorian year of 2024 is huge for those of us who have been on this walk with our very own heart for a very long time, with an understanding, perhaps not a full understanding or a complete awareness of what it's all for. Everything has brought us to this point where we are asking to evolve through the energy of unconditional love for ourselves and the child that we were and the child that we still are. And when and if we are triggered, to turn to our angels, to turn to our higher self, to expand our perceptions so that we can, because when we're triggered, the energy, and Aries is very much this energy, right? Red energy, fire. And Mars, I think Mars is a big factor in all of this. And Saturn and all of it. And I'm not even going to pretend that I'm up on what's going on in the sky these days, because beyond the moon patterns, cycles, I'm really not. And so the number of this card is 15, right? Which brings us to that 6, our path of purpose. As we are close, this is what wants to come through right now. As we are close to success on a soul level, of course, there's going to be those energies, 2121, those entities that are going to want to hold tight, keep us where we are, keep us from making that fresh start. Heck, man, I live in a whole fresh start energy, and it's been tough. The whole getting here, and then the transition of all the beings that I live with here has not been an easy one. I'm waiting for the fun to begin, and I know that I bring the fun. We all do. And so it's like taking radical self-care. Be bold and make the first move. The same cards, every time we connect, the same cards are showing up for us. And these two. Yes. So fear, 222 across the board. Fear is going to have us living in the extremes, right? This polarized experience, this pendulum swinging. I'm calm and peaceful. I'm triggered. I'm raging. Calm and peaceful. Oh my gosh, worried about what has been, what might be. Come back to center, and it's, remember those balls? I don't even know what the thing was called. The steel balls, and then you drop them, right? It's time to drop the defenses. It's time to envision picket fences, perhaps cedar fences, not electric fences. We are, in Canada, we had a show called The Electric Circus back in the 80s. City TV. It was probably Canada-wide, but it was in Toronto. And like, if you were a Torontonian, it's, you could go. They actually came to our high school and did a dance party. And so we are the electric current. And at this time, those who align, if you resonate, if you're watching this, whenever you may be watching this, you are here to expand beyond perceptions of the mind, beyond the crucifixion and the perpetual fear-based hands of time. We are all sparks of creation. Hey, Dawn, we're all sparks of creation. We are all like sparks of creation as well as the sands, moving through time, getting out of the mind, balancing the extremes in the physical body. I heard someone call this moon a blood moon yesterday, and I've not tuned into that energy. And yet there's something about with Aries, with Pisces, whatever you believe, whether you're into the real-time astrology, again, I'm not, today is really feels important for our soul. A big hug from your angels. Yeah. And we're working through it. This is the key, is we're working through it through our physical body. And this blood energy, it's the genetic, it's in our bones. We are feeling deep shifts. There's big releases through the physical, and everyone's feeling it, whether people are aware spiritually or not. Everyone is feeling something. And those of us who are awake and aware spiritually are, I'm going to just say, feeling it tenfold, because we have the ability to come back to center, to ground ourselves, to understand that we are the electric current here to balance extremes through the energy, the essence of unconditional love, and expand onto this divine path of service in this lifetime. What have you come for? Don't doubt yourself. And, while we were disconnected, there was a lot of doubt. There was a lot of doubt coming up. And yet not really, right? We have to work through our pain, though. We have to work through the hurt. And this moon may be, the whole lead up to it. It's like it was fun back a little while ago. It was fun back in around the time of the harvest moon, the lunar eclipse, the harvest moon, Virgo season. It was fun. It was a good time. We were kind of having a good time. We were busy. We were kind of having a good time, though. And then with this most recent full moon and the lead up to it, not so much, right? Not so much. Now it's like, it feels like coming face to face again with the wounded inner child. Listen to your inner guidance. And this is a 25. So a 7 energy again. We have the 30, we have the 34 and the 25. 7. Trust our physical body to guide the experience. This feels very much like the soul message layout. I'm really feeling soul message energy coming through. And this is all about like taking stock of where we are, the universal, the angelic support that we're receiving, the grounded support through the essence of the feminine Mother Earth, the food we eat. The energy that we're tapped into that's supporting our ability to move forward from our heart on this path of service. The expanded path of service, which is abundant, creative, 2929, 1111 energy, make a wish, evolving beyond the perceptions of the mind. And, sometimes in relationship, and Libra is very much about relationship. We're moving quickly towards Scorpio. Hey. It'll be interesting to see what's coming for us. In relationship, we often see, yeah, we see. And what I found with seeing other people's wounded child is there's still a part of Lisa, this part, through the connection to the masculine. There's something there. There's something there. It'll come, and it's coming. It is through the physical body, though, that we are called to balance it all so that we can step confidently on our path of service. Yeah, honestly, I didn't get all showered and stuff today. I'm like, I'm going to keep it really real. It's been a tough week. And so for those who are waiting on readings, anyone who's waiting on a reading has been traveling with me for a long time, and they know how it goes. Yeah, like Scorpio, that's my boy too. And that's a really deep energy. And, in its fullest expression, so beautiful and majestic, right? The serpent, the serpent energy, and the eagle, right? Flying to great heights. We've had this before too, thinking outside the box. We are sparks of creation. We are the flower of life, the tree of light, the tree of life. Here, and it's funny because 23 is my number, 2332 is my number for the divine masculine. Frank energy coming in. And, women, we are here. And the majority of those who are going to connect with this are women, sisters of the heart. One of the part of the writing that came through while I was at the park is that this is the breakthrough point of ancient wounds that we have been carrying through generationally, through timeline after timeline after timeline, in this 2000 plus cycle of the crucifixion energy. And the breakthroughs are a return to the light, a return to the Christ, the consciousness that resides inside of us. So we were guided to start with the Magdalene Oracle, the sisterhood. Yes, the sisterhood, the medicine women. And we're ending this with the assurance that we are supported as women, as children, as sisters, as mothers, as teachers, as guides, as an individual child of light. We are supported by the loving essence of the Christ. The divine masculine supports the feminine, whether we have a divine masculine in our life or not. I mean, I got Frank. He's not here physically, and yet he's got my back. And so this weekend feels like a perfect opportunity for some self-care. Perhaps you start a cleanse, or perhaps you just start cleaning up your diet a little bit, right? Trusting what you know, allowing yourself to open and grow beyond the ego and the limited perception that has been created externally around this whole crucifixion, this judgment energy. We're here to move beyond this through our own experience of the eternal embrace of love, of our guardian angels, God, Mother, Father, Source, creation, our ancestors in spirit. We must, though, be willing to step beyond the fears and to ground ourselves and to become the neutral within a polarized experience of extremes. Coming into our solar power begins within. Yeah, this really feels like there ain't no bird in that cage. All are free. I'm really feeling crow medicine, the mystery. There's a lot of crows around here. The sacred mystery. We are the keepers of the keys, the sacred keys, and we are the keys. And so open from within, if you please. Be bold, make the first move, and trust yourself. Trust your intuition. Trust your inner guidance. We are going to get through this. We are going to come out on the other side. And I'm feeling like one of those great big water slides, and you're flying down, and you're like, and then you get to the bottom and there's the splash and it's challenging. There's the splash, and then there's like, we come up and we're like, oh my gosh, that was so much fun. Let's do it again. And we climb that mountain again. And it's almost like I'm feeling this is like our soul saying, you chose this experience. You chose to be triggered by your adult child, young adult child, like you chose to have this experience, all of it. And so taking ownership of it and then doing, doing the reflecting, doing the inner work, rolling up the sleeves, showing up for yourself, showing up for the people at work. I mean, everyone's feeling it. Everyone's feeling it. And most don't know what they're feeling. And we're the lucky ones, Dawn and I and all of you, 3737, the karmic wheel has turned into the wheel of fortune in our favor. And, I'm hearing, do us a favor and just show up for yourself in the best way that you can. And don't doubt. Don't doubt yourself. Don't doubt your mission. Don't doubt your path. Yeah. This is a whole journey of personal responsibility. And it goes back to that like color card, right? That came out. Are we seeing the colors of life? And even the perception card is very colorful. And yet, we see all of it based from our experience, right? The perception that was formed around our experience at a very young age. And so it feels like we're at this puberty stage, but we're going to rapidly move through puberty and settle into joyful co-creation as we move through the remainder of this autumn or spring, depending where you are, and in through winter and summer. By the time spring arrives again, so autumn on the other side of the world, it's going to be an entirely different experience. And interestingly enough, that is the birth of the new year, right? The true new year. Who knows even what year we're in, right? Like, honestly, I guess, anyways, we're not going there today. It feels good to have connected with you all again today. Dawn, thank you so much for being here. And all of you who are watching this, whenever you're watching it, thank you so much for being here. If you would like to take part in our free reading giveaway, next draw is going to be October 30th. And I think I said 31st the last time. I'm being guided to October 30th. All you need to do is be a subscriber to this channel, give a thumbs up. Thank you, Dawn. I got to get ready to go to the JOB. Anyways, I can do it. Today's my Thursday because I'm having a long weekend. So yay. It's really Tuesday, but it's Thursday this week, and I'm excited about that. And I'm excited to reestablish this connection with all of you. Dawn, thank you so much for being here again. All you need to do to get into the free reading giveaway is be a subscriber to the channel and comment on any of the content, and go back, use your intuition and go back and pick a reading. Yes, Serena, we're just ending it at 4040 there. The angels, again, the angels want us to know they're right there with us, whatever we are going through. Do yourself a favor for the full moon. Go back and look at some of the pick-a-box, pick-a-pile readings and intuitively allow your inner child to guide you to one that's going to hold some sacred medicine for you at this time and through this weekend. Because we really are here to grow and expand, and we're doing it one heart at a time. So thanks so much for showing up. I'm looking forward to connecting with you again tomorrow. I'm not going to say at what time. There will be a live, whether it's in the morning, afternoon, or after work. We will connect. So until that time, take good care of yourself. Thank you again for being here. I see you. I feel you. I love you. May you have the courage to harness the power of this energetic, life-changing, timeline shifting full moon. It's a big one. Be good to you, and yeah, cleanse those parasites too, because they want to hang in and hold us back, and we're not going to let them do that any longer. If you're wondering what the heck did she just say, go back and listen earlier in the video. Anyways, have a great day, everyone. Until next time, I love you and I thank you. Thank you. Thank you.